ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
Pair of panties.
The Beezer.
The juice is loose.
Maybe you got off on the wrong foot because what were you doing in the produce section?
I was trying fruit on.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic.
Yeah. Super duper.
That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that is good news.
It is the 22nd day of April, 2024. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show. My name is Chris Hawkey, and I am so glad to be here with the fam again. Glad to be here with you as well. We got a big show. No Ben Lieber today. We're going to try to get him to call and check in. We have some Mike Mussman coming in, being sweet and sexy, and the regular cast of characters. The fam's back together again. So let's get her started. Here's David Tell. Some comedy. It's a Monday morning. I hope you had a great weekend. Just a beautiful, beautiful weather weekend. Let's get this week started right. Come on in, and I am glad you're here.
I'll never forget where I was when the Queen went down. Yeah. I was at a Burger King. People were so upset they were ripping the crowns from their heads. One guy was so distraught, he jumped behind the counter and pistol whipped the cashier as he screamed, "Mo Ketchups." Now, Mo Ketchups. She would have wanted it that way. Mo Ketchups. If that isn't a catchphrase, what is? All the great catchphrases have been taken, am I right? Like dynamite, or talk to the hand, or Allah Akbar. All the good ones are gone.
Oh, good. No.
Finish line is waiting. Fate is on your side. You hear the distant thunder. There's lightning in your stride.
Welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show. It's Monday, April 22nd of 2024, and Christopher is back.
Hey.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you?
I'm really, really good. Thank you.
Chris, that's Zach. Zach, it's Chris.
Hi, Zach
Chris,
O'Directo. I missed you.
Hi, welcome.
Chris,
Max. Chris,
Max.
Max.
Love it.
Hey,
Hi.
last time I saw you, Hawk, we were in our sex swing in our room.
Yeah, that's accurate, actually. Quite accurate. Did you ever see that, Maxo?
No, I never ended up seeing it.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll get you the pic. It was enormous and greasy as hell.
Looked like it was made out of wicker. Was it wicker?
No, it was bolt, literally.
No, you have to dress as the wicker, the character actually
It was
to have sex
bolted to the ground.
Yeah, it was bolted to the ground.
Yeah, because so many people were
rocking
pumping
it.
Yeah,
sure.
There was some pumping going on.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Hubba hubba.
Yeah, I mean, when we laid upon it, I knew we were taking our health into real...
You still have the rash.
I had it when I got in there, and now you probably have it as well.
Time's a bitch. That was a week and a half ago. That feels like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
My throat is yours.
You're welcome.
Zach.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem like that was 4 months ago?
Let me tell you right now. Yeah, it does.
Yes.
It really, really does.
Seems like it was a while ago.
Yeah. I went completely without a phone for one calendar week.
Yeah.
No phone.
Disorienting at all?
First
to be
day
completely disconnected?
First day was tough. Second day, no problems at all. Weirdest thing ever, man. I'll tell you what the hardest part about it was walking into the room and handing over my phone. Because I was like, I'm me. People can't live without me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Though,
Yeah,
right?
I get it. 100%.
Everybody needs me. What the hell are they going to do, these poor people? And then turned out, guess what? No, I did. And that's okay, man. That's all right. Guys, I had the best week ever. Just the best week ever. And we can talk about it or not talk about it. I'm completely open to talking about what I did and where I went and everything. But the major headline is you can live without your phone for a week. The Canadian Rockies are the most beautiful thing these eyes have ever seen. I had a hell of a week, and I want to say thank you. Man, I should probably get her permission before I say it, but the person who's a friend of all of ours who told me to do what I did changed my life. So I owe her big time, and I'm glad to be back, and I'm happy, and my eyes are clear, and holy moly, what a thing. What a thing.
Heard nothing but good things about Banff and the rest of the Canadian Rocky area, but it's just spectacular, right? They all look like postcards.
Yeah,
every view.
It is the Canadian Rockies, as you said, and I went to Banff, and I went to Lake. I think it's Lake Jasmine.
Baganza?
I went there too on the way. I stopped by there.
You spent it all day?
Louise?
I couldn't spend the whole day. Lake Louise, thank you. That's it. Did you see Lake Louise?
No, but it's on my wife's list.
So, I'm kind of an idiot, as you guys well know. I couldn't wait to see that blue water, man, because every picture you see, the water is like a different color of blue. And then I pulled up, and of course, it's frozen.
No.
Because it should be. It was freaking cold. I almost cussed just now. I got to get myself back into order here. But so I walked out onto this lake. I have video of it. And the Rockies they're overhanging, and it says everywhere, careful avalanche. And you're like, oh, yeah, I can see why. But it's so high that your eyes are like, they can't adjust. And you're standing in the middle of a frozen lake, surrounded by people taking selfies. And I mean, it's otherworldly, man. It's that drive from Calgary to Banff is one of the most beautiful drives I've ever had. And then from...
How long is that drive?
An hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, not bad. And then another 45 minutes to Lake Louise. I can't believe what I saw, man. And I was completely by myself. I rented this brand spanking new 3,000 miles on it, GT 5.0 Mustang.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, sweet.
And drove it and tried to figure out what kilometers was to miles per hour. I didn't know. It's like, this ain't fast enough.
Yeah. Rubbin's racing.
Yeah. Man, it was really, really, really beautiful. Really something. And so I did that after my week of being disconnected from the phone and hanging out with 30 people I didn't know and telling them my darkest secrets. It was really something. Really, 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 really cool. Did I miss anything here? Well, that's not a
Abbott
good start.
complained.
Yeah, Abbott complained a lot.
We didn't listen.
Okay.
We met Brian O'Neill on Friday. He played initials.
Yeah.
He was a super good dude.
Are you serious?
Yeah, great dude.
Dude,
that was cool.
Is he? Can you guys believe how big that dude is?
Yeah.
Huge dude, but very nice.
Oh yeah, he's like
very chill.
He's a huge dude with like a high school kid's head.
Yeah, he told us when we did Foundling Salts with him, a former teammate would put 25 of them in a water bottle.
And then,
that's insane.
And then just huff away.
Okay, because that's
25.
Because that's a weird thing to drink.
Yeah, it made it sound like he was going to just hammer
in like an empty water bottle.
Randall McDaniel drinking coffee
in an empty water bottle.
Yeah. And then he would drink them.
And then
he would kill them.
When Marnie won, he got into his pass blocking set.
Did he really?
She kept hitting him.
She came right at him.
Dude, that is the greatest ever. Like, that's him out of his shell. I've never seen him out of his shell before.
He's a great dude.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm glad to hear that.
Sauce, of course, asked to golf. He kind of balked at it. I don't know.
Yeah, he balked at it.
I don't know if he agreed to golf with you.
Did he seem to click with anybody?
I thought he
clicked with us.
He seemed to have fun in general. Yeah, I thought he had a good time.
After the first segment, he was like, "All right, they're not going to ask me
about football,
40 quarterback questions."
Well, you know what? I mean, you should have had the icebreaker here.
That is true. He was here earlier on Friday.
Oh, man. No, can you imagine the icebreaker questions he would have had?
He left 20 minutes before Brian O'Neill got here.
Oh, well. We'll have that'd be good. We need to have the icebreaker, have a few moments with him. I'd love to hear those two talk football.
That is true.
That would be super, super sweet.
And Marnes then just was locked in.
No kidding.
On initials. She dominated.
It's because I wasn't here and my body wasn't distracting me.
Your body.
She's always distracted by my hot ass.
Yeah, true. She was not distracted by Brian O'Neill's body, but normally you throw her off.
She likes him short and chubby.
Yeah.
But I didn't say them. I mean them.
You like
she
who
likes
you like.
him short and chubby.
She has that tattooed on her.
She does?
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah.
You missed a lot.
Yeah.
I like them short and chubby.
Yep.
I don't know. Did he miss anything else? I don't think so.
No?
I can't remember.
Exactly. I don't know.
Gave us the spiel that we're not traveling anymore again like he always does.
Oh, yeah. We told him he's wrong.
Did you guys like my idea at all? Remember
Well,
my idea I floated out?
Yeah, it kind of got shot down. We'll tell you about it off the air. It's more logistics than anything else.
Yeah.
And plus,
We don't want to give Abbott a choice.
Well, that was the thing. The part I hated immediately is the part about Abbott not letting us go.
Well, I thought that was a cool
I'm like,
thing.
that part's got to go
Well,
because
of
I'm
course.
done with Chad telling us what to do.
We could rig it. We just want to give him the opportunity
Yeah,
to
good
pretend
point,
he has
yeah.
a say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was a false tip of the cap to Chad. That makes sense.
You know, you gotta pet the dog from time to time.
Yeah. You got to fill up the water. Yeah.
Kidding, Chad. Just kidding.
Otherwise, I'll crap everywhere.
Yeah, that's right, and he will. You know,
He always
he'll
does.
piss on the floor, and I gotta smack him with a newspaper.
That turns him on, though.
And it's hard to find a newspaper.
He loves getting treated like scum.
Yeah, I have to slap him with a National Enquirer.
God, do you remember that? Hold on. When did we stop getting the newspaper here?
Oh man.
Well,
Did you remember back in the day?
Oh,
It would be, who stole my newspaper? Because there was a limited number of newspapers for the whole building.
yeah.
And man, if somebody took the newspaper, it was war.
It was.
well, I learned the hard way once where Hawk would get.
Yeah, sorry.
No, 100%. I deserved it. He would get the Star Trib, the St. Paul Pioneer Press, and the USA Today every single day. He'd get all three of them.
Yeah.
And I walked in one day, and I'm like, oh, cool. And I just took the sports section, and he walks in like Clint Eastwood and goes, don't take my paper. And I'm like,
I called it a paper.
yeah, it's paper, sorry.
He was that mad.
Yeah, he was that.
It was a certain
Stop
kind
speaking
of
real English. He was so mad.
Don't take my paper.
Do you mean Clint Eastwood, or was that Scott Howard when he was ordering a keg of beer and tea?
Either one, but he was pissed. He's like, there's one thing you don't do. You don't take my paper.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That
You sleep with my woman.
That was like 15 years ago. But
Yeah.
they used to be
Newspapers.
downstairs,
Yeah.
right?
Man.
Yeah.
I loved it.
We get like 5 of them.
I would still like it if we got
Same.
one, just so I could actually hold it in my hand and look at it and feel it.
I would too, but I would be convinced we were the last 3 or 4 people on the planet holding a newspaper.
Yeah,
I
you're
like the
probably right.
newspaper.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
things change.
Because cracking open the newspaper back in the day gave you a shot at seeing small little blurbs or articles that probably weren't headline links on the website.
Yeah, you're not letting Google determine what you might be interested in.
Right, you just kind of find it on your own.
Oh, dude, and we got after break. I got to tell you guys, I had this major epiphany. I can't even believe what I saw with my new family of people that I spent a week with, and it's a really crazy thing. And I'm glad that Zacho and Max are here, not only because I love you guys, but also because you guys, you got to know that your generation's completely screwed.
Oh, yeah, we know.
You got to know.
Yeah.
You just got, and it's especially kids younger than you, but essentially it's your generation. I can't even believe seeing kids your age without a phone for a week and watching. I don't want to blow it. I'll tell you guys when I get back. It was when we get back. It was really something to observe it. And see, it was like seeing monkeys out of their habitat. It was just the craziest thing. They didn't know what to do with themselves. It was the craziest thing.
Probably just throw crap at each other.
They did. They threw crap at each other.
Oh,
But that's what they do in their habitat and outside of their habitat. The entire generation just throws crap.
Well, imagine if they normally throw crap at each other and they didn't have any crap to throw. Because that's what it was. So then they were like metaphorically throwing crap at each other.
Got it. Gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
All right, more of the Power Trip Morning Show when we come back. No Ben Lieber today. We expect Michael J. Mussman to be back, though. He wasn't here last Monday because he was still coming back from the Masters, so we can get the Augusta recap.
Who won
He said
that, by the way?
Well, Scotty Scheffler won it, so nobody had to pay.
Oh, awesome. Good.
Bet wiped
Woohoo!
away.
That's a win.
That is a win.
And he's
For a
about
lot
to
of us.
win again.
He's going to win again. He's just unstoppable. But so we haven't heard Muss's story, but I did see Muss at the program password draft last Thursday and basically said it was the time of his life. So I can't wait to hear the Masters recap from Muss in about an hour as well. Power Trip Morning Show returns after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
Sure, you can listen to the Power Trip, but why not watch it? KFAN.com/watch is where you can find it weekdays at 8 a.m. It's the Quantum Fiber Power Hour, brought to you by Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
Thanks, Zacho. 5:48 Power Trip Morning Show. Here we all are. April 22nd. Let me see. April 22nd. Gosh dang it. What the hell? Oh, it's Earth Day today.
It is Earth Day,
it's Earth
yes.
Day. That's what it's Earth Day. Man. Birthday.
Happy birthday!
And it's Corey Cove's birthday,
Thanks.
too. Yes, it is. Hi,
thanks.
Corey. I knew there was something about this day.
You want
As
to know
God
something
says,
crazy about today?
yeah, it's the day God hates.
Yeah, this is God
I'll
hates
say that to Jack Nicholson. It's Nicholson's birthday today.
Is it
too.
really?
87.
The
right?
golfer?
Something like that. Not exactly. So, Christopher, I started at the Fan in 2002. I was 22 years old. Today I'm 44. So officially, I have spent half my life
Wow.
at this job.
God.
Half
What a
of
waste.
my life.
Wow. Help me make it through the night.
What's the waste? The first 22 years or 02 through 2024?
You know what? It's your birthday. I'm not going to
Yeah.
answer that.
Yeah, I know. Half my life, man.
Dude, that's crazy, though.
It is crazy.
How do you feel about that for real?
Good. It's exactly like we just said how a week and a half ago seeing you in Vegas feels like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about this. I feel the same way about watching kids grow up. Sometimes it feels like 2 weeks. Sometimes it feels like an eternity. And I can't believe I've been here 22 years. But I also can't believe I'm 44. Like, I don't know. Time is a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
Time's
other way to say
weird.
it. It always simultaneously could be both.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like I've been here 22 years. It feels like I've been here 10.
Yeah.
Other times, I don't remember being alive. I don't remember being alive before being here.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds. So you could have told me I've been here 35 years.
Right.
I have no idea.
Yeah. I get that, man. I get that.
Ugh.
Well, I'm glad. It's been a good run with you, man.
Yeah.
So, it might all end today.
You never know.
You just never know.
That would be terrible.
You figure it out, right?
Yeah, we'd figure it
We'd
out.
figure it out. You keep on moving, right?
Yeah, good point.
You know what they say about unanswered prayers, right? Sometimes it's the best thing that ever happened to you.
Corey
You know?
always says that.
He always says that because
he does
nobody's ever
always
answered his
say
prayers.
Well, let's go full circle. Let's not talk about death. If I got fired today, what have I always said? One of the first things I would do when I got fired is delete social media. I would be gone because I can't stand it.
What about the part about coming in here with a gun?
Whoa. Jeez.
Well, you always say that.
private.
Always.
Dude, always.
Wow.
You'd have to wait.
Always say
That
that.
was told in secrecy.
You'd have to wait till about 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, and then
Go in the bathroom
somebody
and get
will.
started.
No, yeah, you
Oh,
just
yeah.
you
So-
go up the stairs, you go to the elevator, you wait for this fella named Mark to let you in.
He will let you in.
Yeah, he
will
let
let
you in.
Let's give people ideas.
He did it again last week.
I know, he does it all the time.
No.
Yep.
No, but I would delete social media almost immediately.
Sure,
it's just such a drain. I hate it. So I would try to not go completely off my phone, but I would disconnect pretty quickly.
Right.
And it sounds like that's kind of where you were headed with Zach and Max's generation.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good place. So the place I went last week was a mental health,
Retreat?
yeah, a retreat. That's a good way to say it. It's a place called the Hoffman Institute. They host these retreats and they do them all over the country. And I was told by somebody who loves me and who I love that I should check this place out. She knows my story. I know her story. Yada yada yada. So I just on her word alone, I just signed up, and it is like a week of intensive therapy. Up in the morning, sitting in your chair by 7:30 a.m. and you're done at about 9:30 at night.
Whoa.
No phone, small groups, large groups, individual stuff. And it's a process they've been doing for more than 30 years. It's the line is when you're ready for change. And I was. It's been a rough year for your boy, and most of it by my own doing. But so when you get there, like I got there Friday because I left Vegas. That's why everybody who was with Vegas, sorry about that. I left right after the show on Friday. This was something that came up out of nowhere. There was an opportunity to go last week, which was my 30th wedding anniversary, by the way, last Tuesday. And my wife, when I told her I was doing this, God bless her, she said it was the best gift I could give her. She did, which is a funny line, but also the truth. So I went to this place, left Vegas, got there Friday. You get kind of, to know everything. But you're not allowed to tell anybody anything but your last name. Your first name. You're not allowed to tell them your last name. You're not allowed to tell them where you're from, what you do for a living, anything like that. And then on Saturday morning, you hand over your phone and your computer, and that's it. And by the way, are you sitting down, Max?
I'm sitting down.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No masturbation.
What?
No nothing.
Oh, I'm out.
For a week.
How do they monitor that?
Well, you got to give them your word. And if you go there and you paid the money and you're going to take it seriously and you really are ready for change, then you better follow the rules. You know what I mean? And man, I followed the rules. And let me tell you.
You're seeing things
You break some
clearer.
rules since you've been back?
You're like Costanza when he abstained from sex for a couple of months.
That poor rental car.
Oh my! The poor sidewalk outside the place.
Yeah. Banff wasn't the town that he visited. It was the noise that he made. in the
Warning
car.
avalanche is right.
We got on the bus to go back to the airport on Friday afternoon. I'm like, guys, don't look this way. You're going to hear some things.
You said no pooping in the bathroom. Is there anything?
Oh, there was no bathroom. That was the problem.
Oh, no.
So none of that. As I said, no phone, no music, no nothing. Just you and your head, and that's it. Which is really crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I can go on and on about that and how well it worked for me, and I don't know. But it was just literally it was a miracle for me, and I feel so good. So that's part one. Part two is, as I said, nobody has their phone, and when I tell you, it's a cross section of everybody. We had a lady who was born in Ireland, a gentleman who was born in France, a lady who was born in Moscow, a lady who was born in Africa, a lot of people from Canada, a lot of people from California, a lot of people from New York, and then a couple of us just scattered from the United States. So, and you also had a 21-year-old and you had a 70-year-old. Like every...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly,
Dang.
right? You had people from every walk of life. The younger generation, I'd say under 30, they spoke because they didn't have access to their phones, so they couldn't be on social media. And this is not a shot at them. I know a lot of them are listening out there this morning. Good morning, family. I'm not going to say any names. I'm not taking shots at anybody. Anybody under 30 was talking in social media. And I realized it like on Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So I've known these people now for a week, but I still don't know what any of them do for a living. I have no idea. And then we could tell everybody who we were, what we do for a living. And then it became obvious that they were talking in social media because we still didn't have our phones. But, hey, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so. Oh my gosh, I'm from so-and-so. Do you know so-and-so? No, but I know so-and-so. Oh, really? Well, I know so-and-so, so I can get you. You know so-and-so? I can get you this. Oh, really? You can give me that? Well, I can get you this. Oh, yeah, well, I can get you that. Oh, really? Do you know so-and-so? Well, I know his mom, and his mom raised me. It was watching a bunch of people speak and communicate in certain sentences that always started with I. I've never seen anything like it. They had no idea how to communicate in a way that wasn't, I can get you this and I do this and I do that. And they weren't even being, I guess by definition, they were being self-centered, but it wasn't in a mean way. When you say somebody's self-centered, you're saying a negative thing about them. They don't have any other idea how to communicate. Everything is, look at me. This is what I'm doing today. Here's where I'm at. I'm holding my phone up so you can see that I'm talking about what I'm doing right now so you can see where I'm at. And to watch them do that without their phones, it was like watching an alien race speak. It was really something. Do you guys get what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. A lot of the times when I'm having conversations with me and people Zacho's age, it's not even somebody listening. It's just going back and forth, sharing story. Like someone will share a story that's, oh, well, I did this as well. It's not like, hey, and they ask follow-up questions. It's, oh, I did this too. Oh, I did that too. And then it's just back and forth, back and forth. People don't really know how to listen because it's social media, because it's Instagram, Twitter, whatever. You're just responding with your slice of life, and you're not necessarily interacting with anybody else's.
Right. They're waiting to talk. They weren't listening. They were waiting to talk. It's the craziest thing I've ever witnessed. They had no idea how to just listen to somebody and take in somebody's story. They had to top the other person's story every time. And they had no idea they were doing it. And I was sitting by this guy on the bus who's a little bit younger than me, but almost my age. And I go, are you watching this? And it was incredible. They were at the front of the bus talking about everything they could do for each other. They weren't just grateful or happy to hear somebody's story about what they do for a living. They had to top it. And if they couldn't, you could see the look on their face. They weren't,
just disinterested.
Well, not just disinterested, disappointed in themselves. You know?
I'm just interested in the fact that you brought up that it took a half a week for them to allow you guys to say who you really were and what you do for a living. Because I would assume what you do for a living is a big part of a lot of your stories, right? That's
absolutely.
That's a lot of the stress. That's a lot of the pressure. That's probably a lot of the pain for a lot of people is what they do.
But and it's part of the brilliance of this entire process is you have to get to know somebody based on who they are. Not what they do for a living, not where they're from, not how much money they have or how much money they make, which for some of them, I'm going to tell you, that was a hard thing. You could tell because they are of a certain status. They live in a certain world and they had to communicate with those of us who don't, I mean, when they found out what I did for a living, I think most of them thought I was probably unemployed, right? Yeah. I would guess. I had a gentleman tell me who turned out to be one of my closest friends that I met there, who said, when I saw you on Friday night, I thought, this guy doesn't want to be here, and he's not going to take this process seriously. He's just a tough guy who is not going to talk to anybody. And as you guys know, that's exactly the opposite of who I am.
Yeah.
But he had no idea who I was or what I did. He had no clue. It was a really fascinating thing, and it was really freeing to not be defined by anything. I told complete strangers things I'd never said to the woman I was married to for 30 years. I carried, and some of you know my story, I carried this shame and this blame like it was my job for 50 years of my life. And in 6 days, with the help of some great stuff and some therapy, I realized I didn't have to do that anymore. I'm not saying that I'm fixed. That's not it at all. But I hope you can see it. I feel it. I'm free not to do that anymore. I still have the issues I've created in my life, but I don't have to carry that junk anymore. So now I can make decisions based on what's right for me, not based on what I think I have to do, if you know what I mean. What my life and what my mom and dad's life and what their moms and dad's life said I had to do, and the patterns I learned growing up in the house that I grew up in. And that's not a negative thing. Everybody learns patterns from their parents. By definition, you only see how your parents live. So if you are a certain way and you look at it and say, well, that's how my mom was, that's the reason, right? Doesn't mean you're a bad person. That's just what happened to you. And if you learn that, then you can say, okay, I'm not a bad person. This is how I grew up, and now I can change that. I recognize it now. So anyway, I could go on, and if somebody ever wants to ask me questions, send me an email. It's great. But the overall headline is I went to a place and lived without my phone for a week with a bunch of strangers and learned a whole lot about myself. And now I feel like I wish I'd done it sooner, because I feel like I'm going to be free for the next however long I get to live of that blame and shame. Now I just need to make better decisions.
Oh, Rosie, don't laugh at me. Wow, Rose.
What did Rosie say about not coming to the broadcast? Anything?
No, basically said he never planned on coming down. He was always going to stay at Circa.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, and he was adamant about it.
Adamant.
Yeah, he's
yep.
like, I'm
not interested.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on
Big deal.
vacation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
I think he was more mad about not getting asked to be a part of the program Password Invitational Tournament.
Oh, wow. I guess I probably wasn't either.
No.
No, I figured. Kennedy's really good about making sure everybody gives him the thumbs up before he puts him in there.
He was pissed about that.
He really was?
He undressed
in front of
everybody, but no, he
in front of the sales gals.
He verbally went after Tenneby.
Do you know that he's got that written into his contract that he can take his clothes off in front of ladies?
In front of ladies?
I bet $1 billion he at least asked.
Oh, of course.
Like, how do we get this clause put in there?
Yeah.
We can't. Well,
I guess I'm not coming to the
never
broadcast.
hurts to ask. Yeah, exactly. Well, then I'm not broadcasting from Vegas. Front page sports after this Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
The Fan.
sorry. That was so mean. He said something so nice to me. I'm so sorry. Is he sitting down yet?
He just said that.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. You know that I had to go for the joke.
That's brilliant.
I know. I'm so sorry.
No, I meant like,
the top rope.
Yeah.
I go, Hawk, you're a really good looking bald guy. I go, I can't do it. And he goes, God did it to you.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
It's funny.
I had to go for the joke.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very
but
kind
I
of you.
can't.
I appreciate it.
I've thought every time I go to the barber, why would I go, right? But I've always thought, man, I should do that. But I have such a huge cranium. I wouldn't look. You look great.
Thank you for saying that. Every time I look in the mirror, I go, "Ho!"
Well, you know, in movies, when somebody shaves their head, it's almost always a cliche that they're going through a metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Much as you just did, it sounds like.
Yeah.
However, in films, it's almost always their falling down moment. Right? It's I'm going to shave my head because I am going to go on a rampage.
That's exactly right. And, you know, there's a little bit something to that. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't think it was Britney Spears' best day.
Good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
You make it go, but I'm still not. I'm not loving it. I don't think I look all that great. Thank you for saying that, Saucy. And every time I walk by a mirror, I go, whoa, and then I beg myself not to curb myself. if you get
Little American History X.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
But
Told Hawkey can't do the dance that he normally does to the
I'm not
Eminem
allowed to
song
do this
anymore.
I can't do the one-armed wave
Put those
anymore.
hands down has a different meaning now.
Yep.
Do you have any tattoos?
I might have a couple tattoos. Yeah.
Can't wear that Rise jacket anymore.
I cannot do that. There's a lot of I can't do this anymore. But I'll tell you what, man. Once I learned that I don't have to put a glob of shampoo in my hand, that'd be great. And once I realize when I pick up my hairbrush, there's no hair to brush. And also, when I walk by a mirror and recognize that's me over there, then I think I might start digging it. But it is so much easier, I'll tell you that. Having no hair on my head, whew. But as I said in the text channel, the Power Trip Effers yesterday, that I feel like, you know, I look like Uncle Fester bought a Harley. That's how I feel.
Sounds like that's how the guy on Friday night thought you were going to be the whole week. And just
sorta
Uncle
right.
Fester with a Harley.
That's exactly right.
Whatever.
Instead, I'm Uncle Fester with a heart on.
Oh, your mic's on.
What?
Well, you took a break for a week.
It took 2 segments for me to be right back in the same spot I was.
Oh, yeah, you're cured.
Yeah, it's all better now.
Paid Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Holiday Station Stores. You can buy 2, get 1 free when it comes to Red Bull. Why don't you wake up at Holiday, get in there and mix and match any 2 flavors of those 8.4-ounce cans. Red Bull at Holiday, buy 2, get 1 free. Get to Holiday.
Right on.
All right, we worried about it all week. We got the nightmare matchup. The Phoenix Suns had owned the Minnesota Timberwolves really in their entire existence, but more specifically this year. All 3 wins in the regular season were double digits. The Suns were favored in the series. The Wolves were slight favorites in game 1. Power Trip Bets was tweeting out that it was something like 22, I think it was, 22 straight games in the playoffs. The Wolves were underdogs.
Wow.
Until Saturday.
Yeah.
They closed, I think, at 1.5-point favorites. Got a little dicey in the first quarter. Started to pull away in the second, and then it got closer in the third. I think they got it down to about 4, and then Ant took over in the third quarter, scoring 18 points in the third. Legendary kind of stuff with Kevin Durant right in his face, and he just didn't care. Threes in his face, fadeaways. It just didn't matter. He was unstoppable. The Wolves pull away on Saturday and win 120-95 to go up 1-0. Ant with 33 points, 9 boards, 6 assists. The Wolves only missed 2 free throws. They were 20 of 22. That's fantastic. Gobert, 14 points, 16 boards. Terrible game for Mike Conley, and you still won by 25, right? He's supposed to be our veteran anchor, the calming force on the squad. He was awful.
He had 5 fouls or something.
Yeah, but
too?
you could see it. He was just frustrated. He couldn't shoot, couldn't get anything going, got elbowed in the face. Like, it didn't matter what he did. It just wasn't his game, and they still won by 25. Durant with 31. Booker had an off game with 18. Beal with 15. Grayson Allen played 25 minutes, had 4 points before he rolled his ankle. Anybody seen his status for game 2? I have not.
I've not either.
No, I haven't seen anything about it yet.
All right, game 2 tomorrow at Target Center. Same thing with Kyle Anderson. I don't know Kyle's update either. So Kyle and Grayson are kind of the 2 injury watches.
Me and Rosie saw Kyle after the game. He was limping pretty hard. I would be surprised if he plays tomorrow.
All right.
The thing that we saw this weekend, Max, and I know you did all the coverage of it, and it was awesome.
Hey, thanks.
The thing that we saw this weekend is what we always see come crunch time, come playoff time, that other teams do to us. One of their players rises above it all and just dominates a quarter, dominates an inning, dominates a half, whatever it is, right? We always see that on the other side. And this time, we saw somebody on our team do that. He took over and had an unbelievable third quarter. He was talking trash. He was going back and forth. He couldn't miss. He became that alpha that they've always needed, right? Like Kevin Garnett was always good, but like when it came to big moments like that, when you needed a spark, sometimes he'd defer. Ant wanted the ball and he went right after their best players, and it was awesome to see. But it's got to continue in the rest of the series. It's not a one-game series.
Yeah, 100%. And as you guys said, there was kind of quarter one. It kind of seemed like there was remnants of the past couple games against Phoenix. They were doubling Ant. They were tripling Ant. They kind of caught him in the air a couple of times. He didn't know if he was going to shoot, if he was going to pass. And then the second quarter, I thought that Karl Anthony Towns really helped unlock Anthony Edwards' offense, because almost every time if he started to post up, they're doubling him every single time. And we know sometimes Cat struggles with double teams and he just tries to fight right through it. But he found the right guy. Him and Nickeil Alexander-Walker were cooking. And then Anthony Edwards started to kind of find his spots off ball, which is not usually he has the ball. He's a playmaker. Obviously, he can go off the dribble. He can do whatever. But he started to find his spots off ball. And then in the third quarter, he really just started. It seemed like Phoenix went away from the double team a little bit, and Anthony Edwards just started picking his spots. And he just started drilling open shots. And then, like you said, I mean, Kevin Durant was playing legitimately good defense on Anthony Edwards, and Anthony Edwards did not care and was just hitting it right in his face. Wow. Again, I've said it before, Kevin Durant is his all-time favorite player, so that's got to be a super cool moment for him. Someone actually posted a side-by-side, and there was a picture of Kevin Durant smiling while he was playing against Kobe Bryant, and Kobe Bryant was smiling, and it was kind of a mirror image because Kevin Durant was just laughing. Anthony Edwards was talking to him, and if they're on Twitter, you can find someone leaked the audio or whatever, or put 2 and 2 together, and he was talking some good trash to Kevin Durant, and all KD, because he loves the game, man, so he just smiled, and he just knows. He's like, all right, yeah, I'm getting cooked right now. There's nothing I can do.
He loves the what?
The game.
Oh my God!
Sorry, Zacho. But yeah, it was an awesome performance by not only Anthony Edwards but everybody, because the Wolves in the past games against the Suns, it was the same thing. They were doubling Ant, they were doubling Cat, but guys like Jaden McDaniels, guys like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, they just weren't cashing in those opportunities that they got. But that was not the case on Saturday. We had 6 people in double digits, and then Jaden McDaniels had 9 as well. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, just incredible. I mean, between him and Naz Reid, I think the Wolves legitimately have the 2 best non-starting players in all of the NBA, because Nickeil Alexander-Walker absolutely gave Devin Booker and Bradley Beal hell. They couldn't do anything. And the Suns, outside of KD's heroics, really didn't have a whole lot going on offense. So it was nothing but encouraging if you're a Wolves fan.
Well, it's more proof. And we've seen that. You go all the way back to the Lakers squad, even though I know Peyton and Karl Malone were older. When you form super teams, you still have to have depth. And I think the Suns are a really good example of that, because their X factor is their fourth wing, which is Grayson Allen. And now that he's maybe out, you got the big 3 and almost no one else. Right? The Wolves are a deeper, better team. So we have our own big 3, but then to Max's point, we have depth behind it. Mm-hmm. Right? The Suns have those 3 and almost nothing else.
It's do or die. If those 3 aren't going off, then the Suns are not winning.
We saw exactly what happens when all 3 of them don't hit.
Grayson is the other one. But if they don't have Grayson, and he didn't play that well, right? He played 25 minutes before he got hurt. He only had 4 points.
Yeah, they shut him down.
The number 1 3-point shooter in the league, Grayson Allen. And they held him to 4 before he hurt his ankle.
And I think the biggest advocate for the Wolves is Big Perk on ESPN. He just loves them. He said right before the game, he's like, why does everybody think the Phoenix Suns are going to come in here and roll them? I know they've won 3 straight games. This is the best defense in the NBA. What wins championships? Defense.
Well, you got to give us time to guess.
And they showed them how good they can be when they're just clamped down on everybody. It was sweet.
How cool is it? The panel with Perk and Wilbon and Malika Andrews and Stephen A. Smith, right? Stephen A. Smith is talking about Ant's dominant performance, and he looks over at Wilbon, and he was talking about how the two of them were texting a friend of theirs, and he winked and smiled. Basically, everybody knows they're talking about Michael Jordan, and talking about how all three of them essentially were saying, "Doesn't this remind you of someone?"
Yeah. And Perk tweeted it. It's 1989, Michael Jordan.
Right, Perk tweeted it too. But how about Wilbon and Stephen A. Smith basically texting Jordan going, "Look at this kid. He's acting like you."
Yeah, it's sweet.
That third quarter felt very Kobe or Jordan-esque, right? Just give me the ball, get the bleep out of my way. You can't stop me.
Yeah, and I'll shoot from
it was
28 feet out and make it.
So out of our comfort zone in Minnesota.
I don't get it.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, you two were there, right? Just electric in the old Target Center on Saturday?
It was one of the most fun, if not the most fun atmosphere in the Target Center that I've ever experienced. It was just absolutely electric. Anthony Edwards had the place going. There was Naz Reid chants breaking out before Naz Reid even scored a point. Sweet. Rudy was getting chanted. At the end, it was a really cool moment during the postgame interview. They were talking to Ant, and everybody stayed and hung out and just was showering him with MVP chants. And you saw him take a moment to kind of soak it in and smile, and then he got on the mic and say, "Hey, we got 3 more, y'all. Like, let's keep this energy up, but we got 3 more, y'all." So it was just it was a really cool. It was a party up in there, man, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, it was.
Zacho, you're
awesome.
Not a huge basketball fan, but what was your take on the environment, the atmosphere?
It felt like there was more and more acceptance in the building of what was going on as the game went on. I mean, there was obviously a lot of excitement in the pregame and everything, but I think at least, for some of the crowd there, and myself included, it's very hard to trust something like this because it's really hard to experience it. I didn't know how to react when you look at the stat line and you're watching a Minnesota athlete be an absolute star, and I'm like, is this normal? And it was awesome watching with Max and Nick and it was really, really cool to see this crowd that had been through absolute hell for decades finally see maybe, a generational talent and perhaps a generational result after generations of sadness.
Yeah, hey, and on DraftKings, we're finally favored to win the series.
Yes.
We're minus 155.
Don't they look stupid?
After the first game, we're back to being favorites. More of the Power Trip Morning Show, including What Really Matters after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
Emmy-nominated actor, writer, and comedian Rob Schneider returns to the Mystic Showroom stage at Mystic Lake Friday, May 17th for a night of laughs. Tickets are on sale now. You can get yours today at mysticlake.com.
Sweet. That sounds like fun.
Speaking of comedy, did you see Anthony Jeselnik on Saturday?
Yeah.
You lucky
Incredible.
son of a bitch.
You could have gone.
I was sick.
Oh, you were?
Didn't even play cards this weekend. Think about
Really?
that.
What?
Yeah, I got sick.
Rosie!
I was wondering. Oh, wow. So, yeah, it was awesome. Though. Yeah, he's State Theater, which I'd never been before. That place is awesome.
Yeah.
I love Jeselnik, man.
Yeah, he's super funny.
Yeah.
He loves playing the heel, and he's so good at it.
And he's really leaning into it. His hairstyle. Oh my God! It was such a punchable hairstyle. I've never known of a punchable hairstyle before.
But he does it on purpose.
Well, yeah, of course,
he's a
yeah.
heel. He's
I get
the
the bit. It's
He's
great,
so
but
funny.
it was fun. So
That's
great
awesome,
crowd,
man. Very cool.
All right, let's do What Really Matters. I'll do scores and stats. Chris will change your life with something else.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's what really matters, right?
Well, Sauce's favorite baseball team, the Minnesota Twins, got their butts kicked 6-1. The Tigers whooped them. Louis Varland, terrible yet again. 2 2/3, 3 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, gave up a home run. Look it up on your phone. The Twins had just 7 hits. Solo home run by Austin Martin in the 9th. That was it. Twins are now 7-13, including 2-6 at Target Field. They lost 2 out of the 3 to Detroit. They host the White Sox the next 4 days. You could argue, I know it's early, it's April. You could argue this is almost make or break because the Twins are already 8 games out of first.
Good.
Coming around.
My God.
And over the next 4 days, they take on the 3-18 Chicago White Sox. Can you imagine the fury if they can't get a series win, like at least three, if you can't go 3-1 or 4-0 against this squad, can you imagine the fury that the Sauces and the Creasels of the world are going to unleash if you go 0-1 or 2 wins against the White Sox? Paul, the floor is yours.
They deserve it. I'm glad that they're very bad. I'm glad that that Louis Varland is exploded in their face because they didn't spend any money on pitching. I'm glad that their hitting's terrible. I know they're missing 2 of their best players, but their 2 best players don't pitch, and their pitching is atrocious. And it didn't matter when they were there because the only series they've won is the one against Kansas City when the season started. I think Aaron Gleeman tweeted yesterday I think in 2 games they've scored over 4 runs all season. They're just a bad baseball team, and they deserve it. When you win like they did last year, and they had like we're seeing with the Timberwolves, the epic win that they had in that series, they went down to Houston, everybody was pumped, and then they couldn't wait to tell you how quickly they were going to cut payroll. Screw them. I hope they lose 115 games.
Well, 15 hours ago, you tweeted, Target Field is stunning, but it's currently like going to a mall with a really bad food court.
Yeah, it's 100% true. I stand by that.
I'll stand by you.
The place is sweet. The product sucks.
Yeah.
16 hours ago, you tweeted a GIF of a man throwing a bunch of garbage into a garbage can and then had the caption say, the Twins starting pitching, besides Lopez, is trash.
I 100% stand by that, and they deserve it. Yeah. Screw them.
This is how it should work.
Yeah.
When you cut payroll by that much,
you should be terrible.
You should be terrible.
19 hours ago, you tweeted a GIF of Chris Farley taking off his shirt with the "That is correct."
What a great.
And the caption read, if you're going to grab donuts out of the case at the grocery store, please use a tissue. No one wants your D-beaters on their donuts.
I 100% stand by that. A gentleman yesterday at the grocery store I was at complained to somebody that they didn't have what he wanted. So he just opened the case and grabbed, he bear clawed 4 of them with no glove on.
Bear clawed a bear claw?
Yeah. There's a older gentleman, too. Calm down. Use some tissue.
Yeah, you can't raw dog the donuts.
Yeah, don't raw dog the donuts.
1 day ago, you tweeted, the Wolves will be 2-0 and Drake May will be our quarterback next week.
I stand by that.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Tomorrow. They're 3.5-point favorites.
What about the Drake May part, though?
Yeah.
Confident?
Yeah, I'm confident that they're going to get to the 3rd overall pick.
Ooh.
Wow. Oof.
Really?
Yeah.
Hang on.
One of us.
That's my bit. Gone too soon. What a great
God, you tweet a lot. It takes forever to scroll backwards.
You know what? It's okay. You know what you do a lot? You give yourself the stranger a lot. I don't complain about it. Yeah, all the time.
No kidding.
That's his favorite masturbation.
Man, I hate when my hand's asleep.
He was doing it all weekend. That's why I couldn't go, quote, play cards.
All right, a little over a day ago.
He was sick of feeling his right hand.
A little over a day ago, Sauce, you tweeted, the more I think about it, the more I realize that the Pats aren't trading that 3rd pick. We'll discuss at 12:15 today on KFAN. This must have been Saturday.
I don't stand by that anymore because yesterday... I don't stand by that. Because yesterday a bunch of stuff came out about how maybe the Vikings like Drake May more than the Patriots do. I think the Patriots are really, really set on getting Jaden Daniels to them at pick 3, and if he's not there, I think they move out of it. I really do. I know I go back and forth and I'm wishy-washy on about everything in my life, but I just feel like they have seen for years, and I know Swedberg's going to hate this, and Charch is going to hate this, but that is the worst football team in football, and to put a guy who some people think needs some time, like, who's the guy in Red Dead? He just needs more time.
Arthur?
Dutch.
Yeah.
He has a plan.
You can't put him behind, and I stole this quote from a mock draft or something I read over the weekend, a barren offensive line. They just can't. If they want to, fine. But as somebody brilliantly said, we'll just pick him up in 2 years when they destroy him because he gets sacked 1,000 times. Mm-hmm. That a quarterback will solve a lot of issues. A quarterback isn't going to solve any issues on that Patriots team. I'm going to stand by that they're going to get to the 3rd pick, and I'm going to say it proudly. What I miss.
But what really matters is this.
On April 20, today's 22nd. On April 21st of 1984, Nintendo released this video game.
I mean, it's got to be Mario Brothers.
Nope.
Zelda?
Nope.
No, 84.
84. Nintendo released this video game.
Castlevania.
Donkey Kong?
Nope.
Pac-Man. No, that's like
So is it start with a G?
Starts with a D.
Oh.
Duck Hunt?
That's it, baby.
You got to say it slowly.
Yes, you do.
right.
Yes, you do.
I have to be honest with you guys, and I don't know why I'd lie to you about this. It's just a stupid video game. I've never played Duck Hunt.
Well, a lot of us who grew up in the Nintendo era remember that Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt came on the same cartridge eventually. That was one of the selling
They like
points.
doing it together.
You could get the cartridge that had both games, and then you could get the gun. The Duck Hunt gun.
Oh,
that was sweet. And
the
then
laser gun.
You just would stand as close as you could to the TV.
100%.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That thing's sweet,
That
man.
son of a bitch dog would laugh at you when you missed.
Yeah.
And nobody with that track and field game used their feet. Everybody used their hands. Because you could go faster if you...
Duck Hunt
do the room
was
spin.
basically Big Buck Hunter before Big Buck Hunter was Big
100%.
Buck Hunter.
100%.
Just a really, really elementary school version of it.
Yeah.
Loved it though.
Yeah. It was
Game
sweet.
changer.
1984.
I definitely didn't have it in '84. I had it later when they came out as the
Duo?
the Duo cartridge.
The Duo cartridge
When was
has to
that,
be
maybe?
worth money, right?
What was that? 80? I don't know. 88 or so,
Yeah.
maybe.
Oh.
I wonder. Fun game.
Yeah, right?
Basic as hell, but fun.
Just a major step forward in video game evolution.
No doubt.
And it's
Game
all
changer.
leading to NCAA college football coming out this
Which is
summer.
going to be great.
Cannot wait.
Scotty Scheffler leads by 5 at the RBC Heritage, which sounds very
They got the
problematic.
Yeah, really hot.
Played stopped due to rain through 15 holes. Nice timing by the PGA there. They're through 15 and he's up by 5. So they're going to finish today. All the dude does is win.
Yeah, he dominates.
He's unstoppable, much like the gal we're going to talk about in a second. But first, what really matters is the following. It's this.
I you know what? I should wait until. It doesn't matter. On this date, actually yesterday, on April 21st of 1989, this game console was released.
It's got to be Super Nintendo.
I got
Game Boy?
cheat. It's Game Boy. That's exactly right.
God, Game Boy.
How much do you think it was on sale for the day it was released?
$89.99.
Yeah, I was going to say 99.
Holy balls!
$89.
$89.47. How'd you know that?
I've seen that ad. It's like a nostalgia thing. You see it all the time, and it was that now would be $250, right? Because what's the Switch? Wasn't that $299?
Yeah, something like that.
And the freaking PS5 is still like $500.
I've never had a PS5.
The entire world for a couple of years seemed to be playing Tetris on Game Boy.
Yeah, the Tetris movie is super cool. Have you seen it, Hawk?
Never did. Never saw it.
You'd love it, dude. It's really good.
Yeah, I've been told it's really
the guy
well done.
that plays Elton John.
Taron Egerton.
I love that kid.
It's great. You'd love it. It's on Apple TV, Hawk. You should give it a whirl.
That game was so addicting.
So good, man.
On April 21st of 1989, I was about a month from graduating high school, so I never had a Game Boy. And it seems like that would be a thing I would have had, but I just never did.
Yeah, it was sweet.
It was sweet.
Game Boy was sweet.
Loved it.
Game Boy Color, when they finally got some color.
Not this month.
Max. Not now.
Damn it.
We get it.
More of what really matters after this Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
Man. Want to win a trip? A VIP trip for 2 to Ballard's Resort? Then head over to our contest page and enter to win a VIP package. That includes 2 nights lodging for 2 and 2 days of guided walleye fishing. KFAN.com keyword contest to enter today.
How long are you going to talk?
Different directions like that. That'd be tough. I would need a guide if I did. And if somebody slapped me on the back of the head, my eyes would stick that way.
That's hot.
Were you guys ever told that when you were a kid?
I was just about to say, I remember getting told that all the time as a kid.
All the time.
And my eyes already were crossed when I was a kid. So I was like,
really?
yeah, one of my eyes, every time I took it out, took off my glasses, it kind of just like spun around like a cuckoo clock, honestly.
Wow.
Which made it really hard to pick up girls at the water park.
Until you started masturbating.
Yep.
And then your eyes straightened right up.
All of a
See?
sudden,
That's
I can see clearly now.
I had the opposite of a cross eye. Like my eye would go like to the outside or something, and so I wore glasses for 5 years. I don't have them now.
Yeah, you used to have an eye patch and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you had an eye patch?
An eye patch, yeah.
Wow.
You should bring that back.
Yeah,
I should.
Just to see if you can still crush with an eye patch.
I bet I could.
I bet.
It's kind of cool, and I can make up like a fake story. Like, yeah, you should see the other guy.
You got stabbed in the eye with a knife.
Yeah. This is a good bit, you guys.
I'm a pirate.
I'll write this down.
Like, what's her name from
And then
Kill Bill? Daryl Hannah.
And then say, do you want to see my peg leg?
Yeah. Let's do more of what really
You
matters.
write your own lines. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, don't listen to anything.
Something called Nelly Corda. And it's hard not to say Kelly Norda, but it is Nelly Corda. And if we could still play music, we'd be playing hot in here right now. Nelly Corda won the Chevron. That is her 5th straight LPGA Tour victory. She's won 5 straight. That ties the all-time record. Nancy Lopez did it in 1978. Annika Sorenstam did it in 04/05. 5 straight wins. If she wins next tournament, it's the all-time longest streak. Domination.
Wow.
She's won like $2.5 million this year, something like 11.5 for her career. So, a name to know, Nelly Corda. What really matters is this.
I have no memory of this, but I was 19 years old. Corey, today is your birthday, so you were 10 years old on April 21st of 1990. Am I right about that?
That is correct.
Do you remember Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue?
Say it again?
Man, there were a lot of cartoon all-star kind of like super group all-star shows. So
Right.
I don't necessarily remember that title, though. Who was in this?
This was Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue, aired simultaneously on ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, USA Network, and Nickelodeon, featuring characters from several Saturday morning cartoons warning kids about the dangers of drugs.
Nope, I don't remember that. I thought you meant just one of those like weekly shows that had like an all-star team. No, I don't remember an event at all.
All right. Weird.
It opened with an introduction from George H.W. Bush and the First Lady as well. That movie did.
Huh. I don't remember that at all.
Don't remember that.
You know, I was 19 years old. I was filming other things.
Filming other things.
Yeah, promos for radio shows.
Yeah. You know, that was the DARE era, right? DARE to keep kids off drugs, right?
Yeah.
Just say no.
Yeah, yeah. A dare is still a thing, too.
Is it really?
Oh, sure. The officers come around to the schools and talk to the kids still.
Not even joking, I literally smoked weed with one of my DARE people.
You did not?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Like 10 years later.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I really did.
Was that on a dare?
Yeah, it was truth or dare.
Weird.
I said, tell me the truth. You want to smoke some weed? Or dare, let's smoke some weed. And he said, yeah, to both.
Wow.
Hell yeah, man.
He seems like a responsible adult.
Yeah, he was.
That's
Yeah,
an
he
example,
was.
yeah.
He's a cool dude.
The Boston Celtics won 114-94 over the Heat in Game 1. It wasn't really even that close. At one point, the Celtics led by 34. The Heat made this crazy run in the fourth to make it interesting for a second, but they ran out of time. First career playoff triple-double for Jason Tatum, and the Celtics tied a franchise record by hitting 22 threes. I think everybody in the world thinks that's going to be a sweep because they don't have Jimmy Butler. What was it? Was that 14 rip or something like that? It was a crazy start, 17-2, something like that.
Yeah,
the game was over before it started.
It'll be a sweep.
What really matters, though, is this.
We're not allowed to play music, so we're gonna have to have Meat Sauce remind the good people out there what these songs sounded like.
Okay.
But on this day in 1990, here were the top 5 songs in the country. From Tommy Page, a song called "I'll Be Your Everything."
I'll be your everything.
Anybody remember that song?
No.
Is that how it goes?
Well, keep going. How does the rest of the chorus go?
Of that song?
Of that song, yes.
I'll be
it
your,
goes, I'll be your everything.
Oh, it's in a different key than.
Just let me see that thing.
Oh.
And then then he yells, "Kiss me."
Wow. I like that song.
I don't know how it got there.
I don't remember that one.
Number 4 from Callaway, "I Want to Be Rich."
I want to be rich, rich, rich.
I do remember that song.
I don't remember that.
Is that how it goes?
I don't know. I've never heard that song.
Yes, you have.
I have?
If we could play it,
Can
you
we
would
play
say,
30
I remember
seconds of
this. I don't know. Who knows?
Let me see.
I don't get it. Every other show's still opening with songs that are definitely licensed songs. I don't understand what's going on here.
But can't we
How come
play
Barrero
it
gets
if
to play Marvin Gaye?
Whoa.
But listen,
That's his name.
He was
That's
given
his
the role and he
name.
made a choice.
That's his name, Zach.
Oh, you think it's a choice?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cash.
It's a song about Johnny Cash.
That was Michael Grady.
Oh, was it?
Oh, brilliant.
Cash!
Great.
I like that guy.
Yeah,
he seems nice.
Coming
Haven't
in
met
at
him
number
yet.
3 on this day in 1990 was How Can We Be Lovers by Michael Bolton.
Oh.
Go ahead,
How
Seth.
can we be lovers if we can't be friends?
In case you're wondering, this is my ploy to get them to pay for the licensing.
Right.
The more he
you can
sings.
play some of it. It's so good.
Everybody
It's a
knows
top
that song.
5 song of all time. You don't like Michael Bolton, Zach?
Oh, no.
You think he's hideous?
No, I like him.
He's a cinephile.
Yeah,
Whoa.
he's great.
Hey, listen, that's a rumor.
You can't be within 15 feet of a movie theater?
Brilliant.
Okay.
That song's so good.
Coming in at number 2, Jane Child and Don't Want to Fall in Love. Sounds like this.
Don't want to fall in love with Jane.
With Jaden?
Jane.
Oh.
Hang on a second. So, what's the name of the artist again?
Jane Child.
So she wrote a song and then wrote Don't Want to Fall in Love with Jane. So she wrote it from the perspective of another person about herself.
She has low self-esteem.
Oh, okay. So she
has bad
sees in
breath.
herself,
She has halitosis.
I'm not worth dating.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No one wants to fall in love
Yeah.
with me.
That
I'm going
poor
to write a
thing.
song
Her
about
breath stinks constantly.
Got it. Does she note that in the bridge?
Yeah, the bridge is just about halitosis.
Let's hear how it goes. How does the bridge
Yeah, how
go?
does the bridge
My
go?
breath stinks. No one wants to date me. Kiss me, except I'll burn your tongue off.
Well, it sounds great.
In every song that you improv, at some point, somebody yells the phrase, kiss me.
That's true. Wow. Yeah.
It seems to be a common theme
Which
of your
gets awkward,
improv
like, when you're
lyrics.
singing We Are the World, you know? It's,
And then Michael Jackson just yells, "Kiss me."
and you don't want to know who he's talking to.
Not Jane.
no.
She's got halitosis.
No, but he's talking to Child.
Jane Child. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yep.
I don't remember that song at all.
I don't either.
I don't either. And lastly, the number 1 song in America on this day in 1991, Nothing Compares to You.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sinead
good.
O'Connor.
Go for it, Sauce.
It's been 7 hours and 18 days. Is that what you said?
She.
Since you left me away from my place.
Wow. You did Sinead proud. Thank you.
Isn't it Sinead O'Connor?
Well, it's Sinead Pride Week.
You say no when that's not her name. Wasn't that on a Sleep Number spot?
It's the hardest I've ever laughed in the
It's so
history of
good.
this show.
That's not her name.
Because you said Sinead, and Chris just very bluntly goes, well, that's not her name. And I'm off mic, and I almost pissed my pants. I laughed so hard. Because it was so wrong, and he just ice cold slayed you, and I couldn't stop laughing. I
No,
laughed
that's
so
not her
loud it
name.
bled through the mics, and you guys just derailed.
Do we have it?
You go, thanks,
Somewhere.
Sinead.
That's not her name.
That's
Sinead. You thought it was Sinead
Connor.
Connor. That her
Just
last
like I
name
thought
was
it was
Connor.
Victor Olin Depot.
Yeah.
Ooh, good stuff.
I'm not bright.
The Los Angeles Clippers of Anaheim beat the Mavericks 109-97 in Game 1. James Harden, 28 points. No Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers. No problem, I guess. They won anyway in Game 1. What really matters is this.
No problem. I actually watched some highlights of basketball stuff, man. It's like, wow, those guys are really tall.
Yep.
Let's see what else is interesting. Oh, how about this? And you guys have no memory of this, but it's gone down in history as one of the most spectacular fails of all time. And it would never happen today, but it was on yesterday's date in 1986 that the mystery of Al Capone's vault, hosted by Geraldo Rivera, aired on television. After so much hype and so much television, there was nothing but dirt and a couple empty bottles inside the vault.
Yeah, that's something that I was alive for, but like you just said, didn't live through it because I don't remember it.
I remember it very
but you
well.
you couldn't have grown up in the 90s and not heard about that reference all the time, right? It was always Geraldo in the vault, Geraldo in the vault. That it was a metaphor for disappointment.
Yeah, right.
Or, building something up and then just having a giant letdown. It was just, well, it's not like This isn't Al Capone's fault in Geraldo, is it? And that was just a reference that I think a lot of us understood, even if you've never seen it. I've seen the clips of it, didn't watch it, of course, live. But
Man, I
seen the
can
clips.
remember it very well. And again, they would do some kind of thermal imaging or something like that these days to make sure there was something in the vault
100%.
before they opened it up. But my gosh, it's like, you see the unboxing things on YouTube. The kids imagine that they open one of the boxes, there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
Right? I bet Mussman remembers that.
Do you remember the Geraldo Al Capone's vault bit from the 80s?
I watched every minute of
Me
it.
That
too.
sounds right.
Hi, Mussman.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? I remember watching every single minute of it because I was like, it's going to happen, right? It's got to happen.
Yeah, what's
And
gonna
he
be
just
in
found this was a jar probably used by Al Capone.
Yeah, he did his best to sell it. Yeah, he really did. Yeah.
Nice
He did his
jar.
best. Yeah. Nothing in there.
Nothing in there.
Incredible.
But that was good TV. You don't have to. Back then, you didn't have to actually have the big wahoo at the end.
Yeah. You probably could have used it.
Yeah, everything needs a wahoo.
Or kiss me.
Yeah, kiss
One of the
me.
two, yeah.
And then Geraldo yelled, "Kiss me."
He probably did.
Probably did.
He yelled,
The juice is loose.
Nothing changes.
It always works.
I love it.
The Winnipeg Jets
love it.
beat the Colorado Avalanche.
Do you got an iPad song now?
Take that out of your.
Otherwise, it's happened.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
The Jets beat the Avs 7-6. 2 goals by Lowry, 2 goals by Connor. That was game 1. The Winnipeg Jets up 1-0. What really matters is this.
Our boy Mark Parrish is listening out there. Good morning, Mr. Marco Parrish.
Love you, Perry.
Love you, brother. We'll see you on Friday. On this date, and I never saw this movie. On this date in 1995, The Basketball Diaries premiered in theaters.
Also never saw.
I've never seen
Leo
it.
DiCaprio.
Yeah, Leo.
A very young
Didn't
Leo
see it.
DiCaprio. Don't know what it was about.
Wasn't it drugs?
I don't know. I've
not
never
sure.
seen it.
I thought it was drug
No,
related.
I never saw it. I have no idea. I mean, I know of it, but I never watched it.
Why do I think that it's drug related?
Oh, hold on.
Well, that's just your background.
Yep, the first line, it says, Jim Carroll is a drug-addicted high school basketball player.
Oh. Come on, Jim.
Yeah, come on, Jim.
Is this a feel-good story?
How loud does Rosie laugh at it?
Probably
47% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Rose.
Oh, wait. Is this the thing that Rosie always talks about? No, that's Red Shoe Diaries.
God,
Yeah,
he loves that.
Got it.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, we had a real good button bar last week when he literally was talking about my dad. And what did he say? Jeff, look at this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That whole just string of 10 minutes, he let off some legendary button bar quotes.
Yeah, he stopped caring.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
The Canucks beat the Predators 4-2. Our guy Jason Zucker scored the first goal of the game for the Nashville Predators, but the Canucks dominated after that. They win 4-2 in game 1 over Zucker and the Preds. What really matters, though, is this.
On this date in 1999.
That's the Limp Bizkit baby boom.
Truth. Fox Primetime premiered
90210.
Beverly Hills 90210.
Wait a minute.
Doesn't it seem that it was
It's got to be
released
earlier than that.
It says on this date in 1999, yesterday, April 21st, 1999.
That can't be right. It was earlier than that.
It says Fox Primetime, so maybe it moved from something else?
I'm very confused. It was definitely before that.
I don't know.
Feels like it was.
Maybe it ended in 99. I mean, honestly, it was
Beverly Hills 90210. Its series ran for 10 seasons from October 4th, 1990 until May 17th, 2000.
Huh. I wonder why
is
it
the-
says.
There might be a different one. It's because it says this is the first television series in the 90210 franchise. So maybe there's a second one?
I don't know.
I wonder why.
How many
Weird.
times when you would go into a store and they would ask you for a zip code, would you put in 90210? Before you answer, I did all the time.
Do you still do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
You don't got to know where I live or area.
I don't even think it's close. I think it's the number one known zip code in the country.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Just from that show alone. Nobody knew what 90210 was before that.
Right.
Now everybody does.
And weirdly, you just loved the show more because they were from Minnesota.
Yeah, of
the
course. I'm sure you
Walshes.
guys
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you did. That makes a lot of sense.
I've never seen an episode of it.
I loved it for how cold every room is they went into.
Yeah.
That show was solid, and then they added Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Oh, Lordy. Yes, sir.
Valerie.
Yeah.
I forget what her last name was. Valerie something.
Just tell me what happens to you downstairs when you hear this.
That's about as far as Corey got.
Well, then they doubled down with Melrose Place. And
I never got into that.
Oh,
I never
really?
watched it.
Was that
No.
Heather Locklear?
Oh, if you like
Yeah,
cold
Heather
rooms,
Locklear.
that was the best room to
Was
be
that
in.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Nobody beats Tiff.
Yeah. I don't even know what that noise is.
I don't either.
Well, I'm doubting Retro News Now on Twitter and their facts now.
Yeah, I wonder what the hell that even means.
I don't even know. It says that. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Max.
No, sorry. I was just going to say, I even looked up like other seasons and everything, and it's all May. It all premiered in May, so I don't even know
That's a good sign.
what that was referring to at all.
On this day in 1989, Field of Dreams premiered.
Oh.
All right, you can feel free to rip. I've still never seen Field of Dreams.
Yeah, me neither.
It's a perfect.
Never saw it.
For a sports film, it's a perfect film.
Hey, Dad, you want to have a catch?
Dude,
Jesus.
oh my Lord.
Lord, every time.
So good.
Every time.
Every time, man.
Oh.
And you know it's coming.
And when he
but
walks
you
up
still-
to him and he can,
what about
he
when
can barely say, "Hey, Dad."
When Smokeshow Grey saves the little girl.
Smokeshow Grey. You mean Moonlight Graham? Smokeshow Grey. Hey, we picked this.
Smokeshow Grey is what you call Helen Mirren.
Yeah, brilliant. We picked up this guy hitchhiking. What's your name? Oh, I go by Smokeshow Grey.
No, kiss me.
Smokeshow Grey. There's your podcast title. Yeah.
Are you Smokeshow Grey? That was my.
I am.
That was my.
Yeah. It's
Harold
great.
B.
You don't even have to have seen the movie, though, to laugh your ass off. I thought Mulaney's bit at the Oscars this year was brilliant.
yeah,
when he just went through the whole plot and quickly found all the holes and how it doesn't quite make sense. That was epic.
It's so good, though.
Oh, it's so good. It's such
when
a
they
great
played
movie.
the Field of Dreams game, that was sweet, too. I don't know if they're going to do that every year, but that's sweet.
Yeah, that was sweet.
annual.
The only bad
Yeah.
part is it's not a playable field anymore in MLB The Show.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's not.
Oh, dude, that was hitting it into the cornfields was
of course,
the best feeling.
Yeah.
Dude, that's that. And you know what, Corey? I'm gonna say this: at 44 years old today, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You would like it more now. I don't.
really?
You wouldn't have liked it at 24.
No, you'll love it.
At 34, you would have talked about how dumb it was. At 44, you would love the film.
Interesting.
It's a beautiful film. When Smokeshow Grey saves the little girl, no, for real, that scene when he makes that decision,
Yeah. Crosses
that
the
rips
line.
your heart out every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People will come, right? It's one of the best montage, or not, what's it called when you talk for a while?
Monologue
Yeah.
in a movie.
What about when the dude says Smokeshow Grey bought the hats all the time?
Yeah.
And they found all the hats in his closet. It's so good.
It's so good.
I
It's a
wish
heave cry.
I do wish his name was actually Smokeshow Grey.
Great. R.I.P. Yeah.
Field of Dreams 2.
Hogs?
Yeah.
Lieber's in for Vikings news.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I forgot to do that. Appreciate it. Good. That's good news.
I think Smokeshow Grey's here tomorrow at 7:30. Muss is here. You were at the Masters. At some point between now and 9, we got to ask you what the Masters was like. Power Trip Morning Show with the news after this on The Fan.
The Fan.